Сука, нахуй, все опять сначала. Так. Давай, дед.
Sensitivity.
Just so.
All right.
There's no reason to wait. You won't have another.
Дедушка. Я
I'm ready.
готов, Леонид Аркадьевич.
We're going.
Да. Я все
I think I've heard
узнал,
everything.
блядь, в прошлый раз,
Do you
когда
want
мне
to
эта
join the-
хуйня вылетела.
Ah.
Да.
Good luck. Take care.
Нет, я беру приз. Все пропустить, блядь. Сука. Бой. Ну. Погнали. Пойдем. Тащи, блядь, лестницу быстрее, муравей, блядь. Давай, блядь, шевели. Быстрее, блядь. Я сейчас сюда сам запрыгну, блядь. Давай быстрее, блядь. Так. Пойдет, давай за 6. Кто орёт? Там еще никого нет, я не знаю, это драка. Чё, блин? Чекушки. Ветер с оружием. Ах ты отбиваться от меня. Я тоже умею отбиваться, только не помню, как это. Поярани. Так, блядь, где пацаны мои? Ага, все, мы подошли. Ага. Чё? Ну ты не зевай, братишка. Вася, что ты там сказал? Я очень ранен. Блин, не заметил. Так, ладно. Ладно. У меня нет пересечения, я все понял. Ой, блин. Сейчас он оттуда пойдет. Давай. Во-во-во. Мне туда не надо, я даже не знаю. Так. Это тебе было, не тебе. пора за черных перезайти. Вроде бы открытый. Сколько скородание. Во, мне известно. Мой любимый фильм. Во, я ушел. Бля, я не хочу вас втягиваться. Что ты такой сильный, а? Ну, пока маски еще сжить.
We've knocked them! And now from the south! We'll charge them from the rear!
Я тут не снова, вот. Пора дать там Петя и Петя. Давайте сюда. О, мне может полечиться наконец-то. Все, мы победили. Так дела делаются. Сука. Не дай бог ты сейчас опять вылетишь. Не дай бог. Мне поиграть. Хочу шляпу у того чувака забрать. Ура! Паньян! На встречу с отцом. Отъедаться холодцом.
What do you think? Will Toth keep his word?
Да я похуй, он ремни
He's a noble, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So am I.
Yeah.
So Radzig will be there.
Я не благородный, я его, сука, на куски порублю. Так. Куда скакать?
Yeah.
Шевелись.
The way you found Toth, sneaking into Brannick all on your own.
Что, пацан, нормально время
Well,
проводит, да?
what I mean is,
Гуляет тут.
this is quite a turnaround, isn't it?
What do you mean?
How long have we known each other? A few weeks?
Something like that.
Before that, I was chasing wenches around Rattay and you were digging turnips. And now look at us.
Yeah.
A pair of veterans.
I was an apprentice blacksmith, not a turnip digger.
У кого ебет, кем ты был? Вот
Same difference, you silly bugger.
What should I say to him?
Yeah. Don't wo-
Чувак, ты
What will
знаешь,
you
что
do
ты
now?
лошадь можешь галопом
Yeah.
Not
скакать?
long ago, I only
Нажимаешь
made
кнопку,
plans
и она
3
быстрее
days ahead
едет.
at most. Maybe I really could do something for Rattay and its people. Something really big.
Yeah.
But there'll be plenty of time for that later.
Ну вот, чувак. Ты, наверное, умрешь. Все, кто так говорят, умрут. Скоро.
Yeah. Yeah.
Так,
Yeah.
блин.
Yeah.
Все? Это вот финальная миссия была, да? Охуенно, какой сюжет, как круто. Я не зря вот, блядь, ждал полгода. Пафос такой. Нас тут чуваки догнали.
There's no sign of them. Move on. There!
Неужели реально больше ничего не будет? И это
Glad to
все.
see Ishban kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too. And now
Yeah,
Toth
but
has had his
sure.
head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say
Мне
to each
нечего
other.
ему сказать, блядь, я хочу поиграть, что-нибудь там
go!
посражаться, что-нибудь сделать. Чё, бать,
You all right,
такси
father?
все
I
вызовешь?
am.
Ладно, я поскочу
They
дальше.
treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared
Это
up.
все.
And catch that
И больше
bastard.
ничего не будет.
How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I
Да,
died too.
конечно,
Of course
это,
not.
блядь, игра, я хочу играть,
But what was to
убивать.
stop us from
там
killing him after the
кого-нибудь.
exchange?
Honor?
Honor.
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
Мерзкие бородавки.
Where's the honor in abandoning your son?
Где твои брови, чувак?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, I mean Martin,
Батя, у тебя башка
came
просвечивает.
along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing. Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world.
He
lived through many-
Нет. Все, блядь, титры. Реально, вот эта вот драка на стене, вот это было все. Конец игры. Блядь. Я просто не могу, блядь. Он сидит, наверное, тоже думает, господи, какой зашквар. Я за эту херню 4000 отдал.
Doing well, son.
Нихуя себе. Ты
Father,
же умер, дед.
come now. You know whose side you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you and Ma.
That's for the sword.
Oh, don't go.
Проснись,
No.
ты обоссался.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzig wants you at the upper castle.
Ты на частной территории. Отлично. Че, может, мне дадут с кем-то подраться, а? Давай, блядь, игра, развлекай меня. Слово надо держать. Задание выполнено. Ну да, давайте загрузку после загрузки. Еще одну загрузку. Эпилог.
Hey, halt right there. Show me what you have on you.
Ты чё, охуел, что
Come on.
ли, блядь? Ты чё, пьяный, что ли, а? Дурака,
I
блядь,
guess.
кусок. Ты ебанулся, что ли? Ты что-то путаешь, а?
Эй.
Я у вас всех, блядь, тут расквадрачу, если захочу. Пидора, блядь, в сторону, уёбок.
God save you, Henry.
You asked for it.
Ты, сука, за мной пошел?
Show me what you've got concealed.
Все? Или ты тоже хочешь? Вы чё, блядь?
You're going to cry.
Я же, блядь, за вас. Мы же друзья все. Какого хера? Иди ты тоже, блядь. Ты, блядь.
Somebody help! Could have killed him. Ready. You're dead.
Это отличная концовка, блядь. Просто. Спас мир и, блядь, был отпущен стражем все во дворе. Посрав.
Ale dodelali. Go!
Когда ж ты умрешь уже, блядь? Что ж вас так много, а? В рукопашку на меня, блядь. Я берсерк, блядь. Сука, я пройду. По одному, блядь. Выйди, блядь, и зайди нормально.
All right.
All right. Enough. I give up here.
Интересно. Интересно, я сейчас заново, что ли, блядь, пойду всю последнюю миссию? 1,5 часа загрузок, полчаса пиздоболи и 3 минуты боев. Надеюсь, что нет. Уже спать пора. Бу-бу-бу. Хочешь ничего не сказать, а?
Stop right there. I have to search you.
Ты
Эй,
ёбаный дурачок.
don't move a finger. Surrender.
Сдался,
Stop!
сдался,
You're under
сдался.
arrest. I saw you stealing. This definitely...
Сука, не зли меня,
Are you
а?
pulling my pizzle? Don't you know who I am? You better watch your step, or I'll make things so hot for you, you'll be lucky to get a job slopping out piss pots.
But I was just... you...
Яник. Хочешь еще что-нибудь сказать? А? Или ты хочешь что-то сказать мне, а? Яник.
God be with you, Henry.
Куда-то мне надо. Ага.
Greetings.
Master Bailiff?
Nothing of interest.
Take care.
Бесполезный кусок говна.
I'm one of the knights that
How are you holding up?
it's not as easy.
Yeah, if
You got that right.
sure. And didn't you promise?
Aye,
You said you'd teach me.
I did. And no one knows that better than me. So, here's how... May the Lord watch over you.
Говновоз меня чему-то научил. О. Здорово.
What's going on? The folk in town are talking about you.
They shot on me. That's what.
What? Who did?
All of them.
Сука, ебаный нытик.
Wait. Tell me.
All right. If they caught Peter of Dauba, George Weiss, they're scum who've been hunted for months. Now they've finally been.
That's a good.
It would be.
О, квест.
What can we do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing. You think that
Well,
you have the right to execute?
I'm most certain.
Then you're in the right.
The trouble is, we can't stop the executions. Unless.
Интересно.
Maybe that could be a.
How? I'm. A bloody stupid. The best thing would be if he fucked. The famous Cuttenberg executioner can't handle the job.
Great. So how do we go?
The problem is, I don't know what the sentences will be.
Would the bailiff know?
Maybe. But most likely only Heinz will know the sentence.
Of course.
Great. Thank you.
So where should I start?
Find out from the bailiff what their crimes are, and then have a look. It goes back before my time. You need to find people who committed the same crimes, and came from the same sort of background. Noble or low. Then come back to me, and we'll...
I'll get moving.
And Henry? They want to do the executions on my gibbet at Gallows Hill. I can hold them up for a while, but probably no more than a week.
I'll bear that in mind.
Мужик, ты тупой. Ты не знаешь, как их будут казнить, но это будет на твоей виселице. Наверное, им на твоей виселице, блядь, на кол посадят их. Чувак на пляже загорал, на боку лежу. Половина лица черный, половина белый. Ладно, я куда-то шел. Я куда-то шел. Только не зависай на карте, я тебя прошу. Хорошо. Это тьма, в которой бокалейщик. Вот мне соседи наверху уже нажались и убивают друг друга. Пока я тут в игры играю.
Good luck then.
Мой ключ. Братан, у меня все сломалось, почини.
I hope I can be...
Здорово. Всем салончик. Ты кто?
My humble greetings.
Could I take a look at...
Indeed you...
It would only take a moment.
Do you have any idea how much it's worth?
For your information, the baby...
Ah.
Thanks.
Yes, and good luck then.
Все расскажу.
Wait, I'll open up for you.
Так.
Garlic, carrot, beetroot, onions, all that grows in the ground. Fresh. Come right up.
Greetings, Henry.
Good health to you.
See you later.
Да. Слышал, казнь.
I hear there's going to be a...
There certainly is. It'll be a glorious event for our town. They'll be talking about it for...
Who's for the chop?
The biggest outlaws, Peter of Dauba, George Weiss, and Frost Herald.
What did they do?
What didn't they do, more like? They...
Who's this Peter of...
A noble who lost his fortune. He's been holding up merchants.
That's all?
At first. But then his gang started getting bloodthirsty. They wiped out a whole squad that was hunting them. He won't walk away from this.
Who's this Peter of Dorba?
A noble who lost his fortune. He's been holding up merchants for months.
That's all?
At first. But then his gang started getting bloodthirsty. They wiped out a whole squad that was hunting them. He won't walk away from this.
What can you tell me about Herald?
They call him Frost because he's always cool as ice, until he starts. I've seen plenty of killers and thugs in my day, but that one's got the devil in him.
Why?
They say the only thing that'll put a smile on his face is the sound of screaming and weeping. That beast kills for pleasure. When they caught him, he had a candle made from the arm of an infant. For luck, he said.
Christ. What about Weiss?
No one actually knows where he came from, but they say the murdering started with him. He never leaves witnesses. He'd rather wipe out a whole village than take a chance.
What can you tell me about
They call him Frost because I've seen plenty of killers.
Why?
They say the only thing they call...
Christ. Thanks, Bailiff.
See you later.
Так. Куда ж я шел? О. Кражи. О, грабежи. О, вот эти маньяки. Так, этот. Смерть от меча. Маньяки. Спать. Крючьями. Колесованием. Господи. Пум-пум-пум-пум. Пойдем к палачу. Пу-пу-пу-пу-пу. Где же мой друг палач?
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Да ладно. Чем рука пахнет? Ну и носит тебя. Так.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Давай, Колин, прыгай.
Yeah. Yeah.
Я заодно. Там открыться вот так. Ок.
Greetings, Henry.
Привет. Жопа встала. Место потеряла. Здорово. Ты кушаешь? Не нужен
I need your
ваш совет.
advice.
Did you find out what they...
Yes.
So tell me what you found out. Just bear in mind, I can help you work it out, but every executioner has his own...
Peter of Dorba has many murders.
Блять.
I'll have to
Да
go
я
and find
подумал.
out more. I need your advice.
Did you find out what they...
Yes.
So tell me what you found out, and I'll see what I can come up with. Just bear in mind, I can help you work it out, but you'll only find exactly what you need in the Ratai Black Chronicle. Every executioner has his own way of doing things, and this bastard might have different methods in mind.
Peter of Dorba has...
Смерть от меча.
His neck is going on the block.
That makes sense. His crimes are great, but he's still a nobleman.
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard who left a trail of corpses behind him. He hasn't earned an honorable death. He's for a long...
A murderer deserves nothing better. That makes sense.
Frost Herald is the worst of them all. Sent by Satan himself. The things he's done would make a demon blanch. The executioner will take his time with that one. He'll be begging to die. If I read correctly, it'll start with ripping the flesh.
Aye, could be. He deserves nothing better.
So, have we got everything we need?
We've covered all the possibilities. There's nothing more we can think up.
So, what's the plan then?
An executioner's greatest boast is to behead with... It won't be easy. The
Couldn't it just be swift?
He'd notice straight away. It's different than a regular...
I could take your...
He'd recognize that, too. An executioner knows his sword like the back of...
So I'll have to steal it, dull the blade, and put it back before anyone...
Yes,
that'll be interesting. And how can I dull the sword?
I thought you were a blacksmith, son. It's enough to cock up the honing. That will make...
That'll do me.
With ripping of the flesh, the bastard has to suffer.
So, if Herald dropped...
The executioner...
But how can I make sure it...
I don't know. It depends on the skill of the executioner.
And the Kuttenberg executioner is dead?
No doubt. They use a kind of special tongs, and in between the ripping, the convict's wound...
Maybe the tongs could be... I know a little, and I might be able to get some...
That would work.
What if I get the one who's supposed to dress the wound?
Don't do that. It could be someone from Ratai, and he...
That'll do me. What about the hanging?
If the rope breaks when it's done, it's an unbelievable disgrace for the
Supposing I just...
I doubt it would work. The execution...
What about switching it?
That could work. I've got an old rope here I don't use anymore.
Great. I'll use... That'll do me. What about the hanging?
If the rope...
That'll do me. Thanks.
Даже это задание лучше, чем последнее уже во всей игре. Отвратительно. Так. Так. Свиньи.
Ah, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No.
Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Redzig.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas has invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas.
Это похоже на все лекции по истории, которые я в школе проебывал в институте.
But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergolf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Bergolf is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghof, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghof know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, your grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like scarlets? We have to put a stop to this senseless war.
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Bergov at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghof would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Kuttenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft the letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here. We need to learn where they stand on liberating the king and ousting Sigismund. If they'll make trouble or join our side.
But we have to ask in a way that won't leave Sir Capen being run out of the castle with a whip.
So what do you think of it all, Sir Divish?
I think I don't know what to think.
That makes two of us. If I didn't know anything about it. So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out.
Don't worry.
I know. You'll be there to make...
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else.
Yes.
Very well.
Просто отойди.
Bergov is at Trost. It's 3 days' ride from here, so...
Рупрехт Пальцкий.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the prince...
What's a prince elector?
Конечно.
The prince electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the king of the Romans. Some of the nobility in the empire. So...
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter. So what do you think of it all, Sir Divish?
I think I don't know what to think.
That makes two of us.
If I didn't know anything about the Yost, I'd say he's right and absolutely truthful. But I've heard too much about him already.
Письмо.
Likewise. I do feel like one of the best chance to put things right.
Well,
Нет.
Greetings. Take care.
Много тупых?
So what do you think?
Не обращайте на меня внимания, чуваки.
If I didn't know anything about the
Сижу
Yost,
тут немного. Посмотрю, что у меня в сумке есть. Угу. Книжка.
Likewise. I do feel he's the one with the best chance to put things right.
well, let's see what we learned from Berg. That the League of Lords stands with Sigismund.
Фильм лучше.
We shall see. We shall see.
Так, а чем? А как? О, ну шторами. Давай письмо.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should...
Bringing order is one thing, but...
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
$85 грош. На все про все. Поздравляем. Сейчас опять выйду из этой комнаты, да мне доебется этот дурак. А нет, не доебется. Я куда-то шел. Куда-то... Ждите, пацаны, ждите.
Yeah.
Ага. С дороги, чуваку. Вспоминаю. Нет. Вот это. Нет. Угу. Домой нас не пускают.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Yeah.
going on there?
Я просто мимо шел. Охрана.
Yeah.
Магазин Гуччи в Санкт-Петербурге. Так. Ты. Нет, не ты. Ты.
I hope I can be of help.
Do you know if there's a... Have you got a bed for...
Aye. For how long?
How about if I pay you for 7...
All right.
Here you go.
You'll like it here. Good luck then.